Yeah.
What's the podcast? What's the podcast? Episode 95. What's the podcast? What's the podcast? We are live. Check us out live. You know what I'm saying? DJ Jerome Baker the third. I'm in the building.
Brand new
Joined by,
infrastructure. We out here.
you know what I mean? Joined by my man, always available. No hashtag, but just always available, aka Streetwear Eddie.
No hashtag.
And don't charge Abdul.
We're here. New digs, fellas.
Live
What's
and
up?
direct.
How's it looking?
It's a process. You know what I'm saying? If you're watching this, leave some comments in the chat. Let us know. Do remember you can listen to What's a Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere podcasts stream. And if you want to check out our archive back catalog, check out whatsapodcast.live.
And if you didn't peep what Jerome
episodes.
just said, he said, if you're watching us, which means, what does that mean, Jerome? We're live.
if you're
we're on
watching
the
this,
internet. It's on YouTube.
We on the internet,
watching us,
as they
yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peace to the internet. I'm not really. Yeah, just to let you know, I'm not really on the floor. I wasn't there today. It's just a green screen. Don't attack me, okay? I'm not that black guy. But anyway,
The black guy with the Crenshaw jacket?
yeah, the black guy with the Crenshaw jacket.
That was
if
you?
You know who he is? Nah, that was not me.
My man was like, I just want to see what it look. I just want to see what it looks like inside there.
Yeah. That
He
dude
looked
was-
like
that
he
dude-
just happened to be walking by, had just paid for parking for his car, and then just saw people storming the
mean-
Capitol. It was like, you know what?
Yeah.
This might be a good time to go see what's going on in there.
Yeah,
What
he
does it
looked
look
like
like?
He was wearing all red. So
He was
Yeah, but
wearing
he
all
was-
red.
He looked like he got off a bus from
Yeah.
Cleveland at Union Station and was just walking around smoking a blunt. And he,
It was
and
like-
he was just like, yo, like, oh, man, the Capitol, I can just walk. Okay, cool, let's go.
he was
had
like,
a
they let y'all just run up in there like that?
Yeah, he had like a fake Chanel, you know what I'm saying, thing across his chest and a Crenshaw jacket. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. And so, you know, obviously we're going to get to all the activity that took place downtown D.C. We would be remiss not to start off just with a quick rest in peace to MF Doom. MF Doom was just a fantastic artist who I've been listening to him since he was Zevlov X in KMD. He was rocking with Third Base in 1989.
Definitely.
So I got hip to him probably on Pete's Fuzz and circled back to Third Base. I always liked Third Base. I thought they had really good beats.
Did
And
you?
their DJ was and
Okay.
their DJ was amazing. This dude, Daddy Rich, he was amazing. But
That was
So
also the
if-
first album that Nas was in. What was the name of that joint? Was it Back to
Live
the
at
Grill?
the Barbecue.
No,
Well,
that was
you're
that
right.
was extra
Yeah, Back to
extra
the
P.
Grill. Yeah.
Yeah, Back to the Grill with Nas, first time featured on a record.
Yeah, so there was just a tremendous outpouring of of stories about Doom. I mean, everything on the internet. I watched a 2.5-hour DJ set from a guy named Scratch Bastard from Canada. It was dope. There's been a lot of clubhouse conversations between people that he was involved with. There was a lot of people who didn't know Doom was in KMD. They didn't know about his role in KMD. The story about the whole
KMD was him and his brother, right?
Sub
him and
Rock.
his brother and a dude named Onyx.
Rest in
Onyx.
peace.
Yeah,
Onyx, yeah.
Yeah, and so then there
How
was
did his brother pass away? His brother, it was like crazy. I think he was like
crossing a
crossing the
street,
highway. He was crossing a highway. I think like the Long Island Expressway or some shit in New York, and got hit by a car.
Yeah, but what
Very
happened
tragic.
was that somebody might have been Dante Ross. Somebody said that they had been experimenting with acid a lot, and he had a bad trip a few months prior to that, and he never was really the same
never
after
came back,
that bad trip. Yeah, so because on the first album they were devout Muslims, didn't drink, prayed every day, etc. But by the second album, the industry sort of had gotten to them a bit, so they started to drink, experiment with drugs, et cetera, and so that was sort of where things changed. So at that point, when MF Doom's brother passed away, he was also subsequently his second album was never released. Basically, it got to his label. The label had done everything ready to put the album out, and at the last minute, they decided to pull it because there was a black writer at Billboard magazine who didn't like it.
Really?
And so
the one black writer.
The one black writer, and so
the black writer.
So this all happened in a matter of, I think, 3 weeks from the time his brother passed to the time the album got pulled. At that point, Doom pretty much went into just sort of like underground.
Isolation.
Nobody really spoke to him. Isolation. Yeah, was homeless for a bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, was just real low
Damn.
key with it. He then resurfaces. I want to say '97. Drops Operation Doomsday '99 classic.
Classic.
And
So
then,
while Doom was in his dark stage, he was down here in D.C. a lot because around that time, he would come down to like Baltimore, and then he would come to D.C. with my man Curious George.
Curious George.
Because their homie Big Ben Klingon, who's like Ben Grimm, who performed with Doom, he went to Howard and he was living right there.
MF Grimm.
Grimm, yeah. He used to when he was at Howard, he used to live right there. So those are all homies.
Yes.
When they came down here, George and them used to come out. We would all kick it all the time. I remember one time I took Doom to like I want to say like VIP club or something, like Doom and George. I took them to VIP club. And they went crazy because I wasn't there seeing it all.
They weren't used to it.
Yeah, but
they had never seen anything like that.
Doom and George and Ben, that's the homies, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there was a clubhouse conversation with the dude Ben on Saturday night, maybe. I'm not sure which night it was.
Who's this Ben? Who? What's his last name?
I forget his name, but
this is not the Culture House Ben, is it?
I don't think
on
so.
Clubhouse. Okay.
No. So
is it a white dude or a black dude?
No, black dude. So
are we talking about the same Ben?
I believe we are because he was speaking about, I think Doom's girl was from Baltimore, and then he spoke about DC a lot, and they were just speaking about how much they enjoyed coming to DC.
They loved it.
Yeah, and so once Doom got, so he put out Operation Doomsday on Fondulum Records, which is Bobbito's record label. Yeah, and so there's been just tremendous stories from Bobbito, from Ellie Escobar, from Dante Ross, from all these people who were just involved. And Madlib, I think, has yet to speak. They obviously put out Mad Villain, which is a classic album. And so we just want to say rest in peace, man. I've been playing a lot of Doom for the past 2 months on Twitch anyway. It just it just feels right to play his music, and it was amazing, man. It was really, really dope to see the outpour of people that want to show their support, and we're fans.
Definitely.
It's amazing. There's been some amazing Mos Def videos, so do the knowledge, as they say. What we also want to speak about is, go ahead, Abdul, my bad.
Oh no, I was gonna say I wasn't always the craziest and biggest Doom fan, but when I did listen to his music, the dude was just ill with it, man. And not to mention, we talk about sneakers and shit like that a lot too. Not to mention the Doom Nike SB Dunk, which also dropped in I think 2006 or 2007, black box. Classic shoe, man. I remember leaving Dream one night at like 3 o'clock in the morning and shooting up to Kinetic Skate Shop in Delaware. And I got there around 5:36 in the morning, and I was the first person in over there and waited in line and got that shoe. And then came back and what was my man's name at Elite? Oh, Greg. Greg laced me with another pair at Elite. So, and recently we've been seeing the dude who was behind it from Nike, who designed the shoe, James Aruzimi, I believe is his name, posted a sample pair of that shoe, and Lord have mercy, that shit was fucking crazy.
Are you talking about the Jordan 6 tongue?
No,
so
that was a rendering. That was a rendering, but this was...
The Jordan 6 ton was supposed to be the second MF Doom Nike sneaker. The first MF Doom Nike sneaker was a dude who... Arizumi didn't design it. It was another guy that designed it. It's a whole story. I'll find it, but Arizumi didn't design it. It's the second one. But nevertheless, we'll get into that. Did we lose the good brother Abdul?
We lost Abdul.
Did we lose Abdul? Okay, I think we're gonna keep pushing, and Abdul will rejoin us when we're as we keep it moving. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Obviously, what we also want to do is we want to wish everybody a Happy New Year, right? I mean, it's a brand new year. It's 2021. I DJ'd on Twitch for the new year, and basically that I played Doom at midnight.
At midnight.
At midnight, I just was like, man, let me play one beer. Let me just have one beer real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, toast it up for the guy. I then played a song called Whoop-Dee after that, which is like a big record in New York right now. But you know, it was the most interesting New Year ever. You know what I'm saying? Just being on Twitch, a little different than what obviously we're looking
being
forward to.
Being alone.
Yeah, being alone.
This shit was crazy, man.
You know what I'm saying? Being on Twitch, being alone. But you know, we got to keep pushing, man. I mean, I want to say that we are doing an amazing job of keeping it moving. You know, we here at What's the Podcast. We're now delving into the video aspect of things, and we're just really making it work, man. You know what I mean? So, what about New Year's? What cracked off for you?
New Year's, man, we just chilled in the house, man. We didn't do too much, man. We're trying to, be part of the solution, not part of the problem. So we just bought a couple bottles of champagne, and that's it, man. Cooked dinner, had surf and turf, made steaks and we made some crab cakes and some steaks, and that's it, man. Just played it at the crib, man.
Yeah, I made my own pasta sauce, and made tried to make seafood pasta for the first time. Making pasta sauce was pretty cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
like from scratch with tomatoes and water. And shit? Like, wow,
yeah. So like literally like got the whole peeled tomatoes, sautéed some things in the grill ahead of time. Yeah, took those garlic, plus the whole
garlic,
tomato,
garlic,
onion, some fresh thyme, rosemary, and sage. Bong. Right? Put it all in the blender together with the whole peeled tomatoes, a little tomato paste, just for whatever. A little salt, whipped it up. You know what I mean? Threw some jumbo crab in there, some shrimp. I mean, hey, man, I did it. It was great.
How was it?
It was great, man. Yeah, for sure. I was like,
dope.
there, Jerome. I'm making my own chimichurri this weekend.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that.
What are you gonna put the chimichurri on?
Flank steak.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? A little flank steak. Oh yeah.
Get it in.
So one of the homies, man, we'll talk about it a little bit more in depthly when Abdul comes back. One of the homies challenged me to the Whole 30 diet. Okay. And with the Whole 30 diet, there's a lot of things you cannot eat. So I'm just trying to prepare my body for but I can eat chimichurri because all it is really is garlic, parsley, and cilantro.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Garlic.
Yeah, olive oil, little chili flakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not.
Yeah, you can put that shit on anything too.
Right. But I just so that you can do flank steak. There's a restaurant on Connecticut Avenue that has chimichurri wings that are fantastic. Yeah.
Where's that at?
I mean?
All right.
Right there on Connecticut and Porter, man. I forget the name of it, but
all the way up.
Yeah. So obviously,
you talk about medium rare.
No. This is up Connecticut. This is like no. I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, Connecticut and Porter.
My bad, Wisconsin and Porter.
Oh, okay.
So where that new giant
Cathedral Heights.
Yeah, all that. There's some restaurant right there that has chimichurri wings that are just like insane. But what I was saying, Abdul, is I'm making my own chimichurri this weekend.
Oh, fire!
It should be a good look.
Where we at? Sorry about that. I lost.
Nah, well, where we were at was we were just discussing our New Year's plans, and we cannot discuss New Year's without discussing your birthday, which is right around the same time as New Year's as well.
Yo, I had a
New
fucking
Year's, right?
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I had an amazing birthday party. I had a big party at the crib. I'm joking. Nothing happened. My birthday was uneventful.
Probably the
Just
first time ever.
just like the rest of 2020. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm used to having huge birthday parties. The whole world parties on my birthday.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know, I talked to a friend of the show, our guy Taz, who him and I share a birthday, and 15, 16 years ago, not to date ourselves, but we used to have huge, massive birthday parties for ourselves. The whole week was a big birthday party. I remember we would start out, Thursday night have a party at one spot, Friday at Dream, Saturday at H2O, Sunday at Platinum. Like, it was just an ongoing event. So the first time actually we didn't even link up to even chop it up, which we normally always do at some point during the week of our birthdays. But Yeah, so I missed that, but it's all good. Next year we're gonna come back strong and have an even bigger
Yeah,
bash. So
absolutely.
yeah, so yeah, no, my birthday was cool. We just chilled. New Year's came in and that was it. I didn't do anything. How about y'all? Anything?
Well, we went over earlier. Eddie said he just kind of kicked it at the crib. I DJed on Twitch and made myself some seafood pasta. It was tremendous,
Fire.
fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I tuned into your Twitch.
yeah,
That shit
Twitch
was
was
dope.
cool. It was
Yeah.
just I think a lot of people were on, and I just was like, listen, man, it's an opportunity to get some money and to just kind of rock out. And I haven't been back on since. I think I'm on tomorrow. Yeah, I'm on tomorrow for an hour, but. So it's cool, man. It's all about just keeping the content flowing. Obviously, episode 95 of What's a Podcast. If you're checking us out on YouTube, do remember this is our debut. You know what I'm saying? We're getting some things worked out. You know what I mean? It's real rainy. It's nasty outside. That's why Abdul cut out for a second, but he's back. He's back to join us with the real.
Smash that thumbs up button.
Smash that. Rate, subscribe. No, subscribe. Click the link.
Subscribe, rate, and comment.
Well,
Subscribe, rate,
yeah. We gotta come up with a new one for YouTube.
For YouTube, yeah, smash that thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Hit that joint.
Yeah, for sure. But it's definitely a new realm that we're in. You know what I'm saying? But in the same respect,
listen, it's 2021, Rome. We gotta adjust. You know what I'm saying? Number one black cyclist is here. You know what I mean? Streetwear Eddie is here. He can tell you the ins and outs of COVID testing and vaccination. We're gonna get to that.
We'll get to that.
That's gonna be. Oh, that's not part of this episode, right?
Nah.
That's
chill,
a secret.
Chill.
All right, no.
You only get that.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
That's TBD.
Click that.
Yeah.
Listen, if you want to get the vaccine information, click that Patreon link below, and we'll bless you with all the info you need to get that 1-2 shot. You know what I mean?
Yo, subscribe to the YouTube. That's it. Subscribe to the YouTube. Yeah.
But also, so listen, man. It's January 6th. We're here in America. We know what the business is. Before we get to the big business, let's congratulations are in order to both John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock.
Sound of time. You got to drop the horn right here.
We got to find
Hit
something
that
else.
shit.
We need something else other than horns. We're gonna come up with a new sound though. You know what I'm
Sound
saying?
of time is playing video games. Look at him.
but the Georgia election, which we were all very focused on, since,
historical moment.
We were focused on since Biden won. We said, okay, we need to get Georgia in January.
Yep.
And everybody's efforts collectively. But obviously, we see Stacey Abrams on the front line. You know, big shout out to Stacey Abrams for saving the republic, and we see that her efforts did not go unnoticed, unwarranted.
Yeah.
I think we saw a lot of the hip hop community did a decent job of pushing forward. The Atlanta hip hop community did a decent job pushing forward. Warnock actually got Loeffler out the way with ease, right?
Yeah.
Her own basketball team that she co-owns was rooting against her. They were wearing T-shirts before every game that said "Vote Warnock." They've been doing
hilarious.
They've been doing it their entire season.
What team did she own?
The Atlanta
what?
Dream. The Atlanta Dream of the WNBA.
Is that WNBA? Okay.
Yeah. So as a result of their support, LeBron said he wants to buy them now. LeBron is trying to put together an ownership group for the WNBA team because he sees how important how efficiently they were able to help turn the tide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
amazing time, man.
Yeah, so Warnock kind of got him out the way first. They called Warnock early in the morning, I want to say around 2:30 a.m. And then at that
first
point,
black senator of Georgia.
At that point, we were all like, okay, what's it looking like for Ossoff? And Ossoff basically was down, but they knew they had so many votes coming in that were going to be Democratic that they were just like, he's going to win. It's just a matter of time. And I want to say it was about 2:30, 3 o'clock East Coast
PM.
time that they actually, PM. So almost a full 12 hours later that they called it for Ossoff. And so at this point in time, the Senate is tied 50-50, and with Kamala Harris is going to be the tiebreaker. That means that the Democrats, at least for the next 2 years, are going to have the majority in the Senate.
All branches,
House,
right?
In all branches, yeah.
Executive,
that.
the House, the Senate, all that.
All that.
So, amazing. There's a lot that can happen, a lot that can change in this country in 2 years.
So here's what happened. Biden said that if they did win, them $2,000 checks was going out. He said that on the first day, them $2,000 checks is going out. So he's signing for the 2K, which is going to be a beautiful thing. And
when are those going out?
it's supposed to be January 20th or January 21st. Whenever he can get busy is when it's supposed to happen. I think what we're also going to see is, and what I said on Twitter this morning, I said, listen, man, you have to apply pressure like never before, right? You got the people in office who you wanted to. Put the pressure. Do not
make
ever
them fucking work. Yeah.
Do not ever rest on your laurels again. And this is before we saw all of the foolishness that we're going to speak about shortly. But never ever in your life should you allow the people who are supposed to be working for you to dictate what you can and cannot do. They work for you, and in that respect, you are supposed to, tell them what you want done. If I want 2K, I want 2K, right? Give me 2K and make my 2K retroactive since last March. You feel what I'm saying?
There we go.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, put, set aside. I think the budget for the U.S. government defense was $740 billion, but we saw the Capitol got walked over today, right? So
yeah, where was all that money at?
Yo,
where were all those
it's
defenses?
not there, right?
Yeah.
Put that.
Yeah.
Put that towards the hospitality industry, right? Put that towards all of the industries that are suffering. You know what I'm saying? Small businesses that are going out of business. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people have been barely surviving through all of this, and I think that now is the time to say, hey, you work for me. We're gonna set the standard now, so that any administration that comes after this is gonna know we're not playing around. You know what I'm saying? So Ossoff and Warnock got it in. So
Big shout out to Stacey Abrams though, because I don't think any of this could have really happened without her support and what she's done for Atlanta and the state of Georgia. I mean, we've seen her in everything. I mean, she was in the Versus joint with Gucci and Jeezy at
Stacey Abrams.
Magic City.
But they
Magic City. Yeah.
They did Stacey Abrams dirty, and she didn't cry about it, right? She literally just put her head down and got to work saving the people.
She's like, yo.
Right, and so I saw two things. Somebody that works for her said, we're going after Texas next.
I love it.
They were like, going after Texas next, and they were like, she's going to get that governor job next time. Well, I think it's in 2 years. Whenever the next governor,
she's definitely getting that.
She's gonna get that. Yeah, for sure. But like, here's my thing: would you rather have her in the administration working in Washington, or would you rather have her being the governor of Georgia?
You know what? I think Georgia, it just turned blue, but it's still such potentially a swing state that who knows what direction it's going to go in like 2 years or 4 years, right?
I
don't know. I think she might be a little bit more valuable down there.
She might do better work down there.
To the party and to the people of Georgia. But I would love to see her here as well. So, selfishly, I would like to see her both places, really. So
yeah, no. Listen, I respect it. I respect it 100%. Yeah. I just like, let's see what's good with it. You feel me? I think what we're gonna end up seeing too is just, hopefully, we see people who realize that in the moment, if you organize, if you set a plan, if you stick to a plan, if you execute, you can damn near achieve almost anything. Almost anything, right? Like, we literally saw Georgia, obviously it went blue, and then when you needed the last 2 Senate seats to happen, you got them.
They came
right?
through.
Because she had a plan. People believed in her. You know what I'm saying? They welcomed her.
She was fully committed too. You know what I'm saying? Like, the
1,000,000%.
commitment needs to be there in everything you do. Yeah. And if you're lacking that, then you're gonna lose. And she was completely fucking focused, dog.
Whatever her organization is, man, I need to donate $10, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to get focused. I need to find a way to just see what it's hitting for, because they pretty much saved the republic, man. I mean, who knows what it would look like? I mean, Mitch McConnell has been in power in Kentucky for 35 years. What he's done since 2014 has been terrible. You know what I mean? So
Mitch McConnell should never win another election. He should be the focus of all of our attention to get that fucker out of office.
I mean, it's just Kentucky. I just don't think they tried the white woman.
There's got to be a Stacey Abrams in Kentucky that can start advocating and fighting that fight today. You know what I'm saying?
I think the dude Booker is extremely motivated now. Like I saw some of his tweets today, and he's motivated. You know what I'm saying? Like I like his energy.
Me too.
Me too. He might have been in a little bit over his head, but I think what
he
happened
wasn't though. You think he was? Because he was suitable. He was ready to fight, and to be honest, he had McConnell shook because McConnell was scared.
But they knew. But McConnell knew he wasn't gonna beat the white woman.
But for him to come as strong as he did, you're talking about Booker down in South Carolina.
Nah, I'm talking about Booker who was running against Amy McGrath, who was South Carolina's Lindsey Graham. We're talking about Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about Kentucky, which is.
But who ran against McConnell?
This woman named Amy McGrath, but
right.
But Booker.
Booker lost to Amy McGrath.
Yeah. Now,
yes.
Booker is the one who I'm saying, like, hey, listen, you're young, you're black. The country's looking at young black motivated people. Like, let's have a quick second. He
was impressive.
Motivated, yes, young black motivated, and ever since he lost. Abrams came, and you know who had his day in the shine yesterday was the mayor from Baltimore.
Yeah.
The mayor
Brandon
from Baltimore,
Scott, my guy.
Listen, the
my
mayor
guy.
from Baltimore had a viral clip, him addressing another, and the guy Shorty, who he's addressing, is actually an activist. He's not a bad person by any means. He's like an activist. He feeds the homeless. He has a barbecue truck that he pulls up to all events, but. You know,
why was he acting up like that though? Shorty got to relax.
Shorty just is that from what I read online. They're like, that's just who he is. You're gonna hear Shorty, and they said that. But Brandon Scott's like he's known Shorty for years. That's why when he was addressing him, he wasn't necessarily like
he wasn't being disrespectful.
But he wasn't being a square either. He was talking to him like
he knows
dying out. Yeah, like I know you, dog. Like you know what I'm saying. So
relax.
If you look at all this young black energy that's coming around.
In politics of all things. I love it. Yeah.
Let's go.
It's never happened before.
There's 257 bills sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk, including the Voting Rights Act. You know what I'm saying? Including the $2,000. When you start to put these things in motion, not only are you going to see black people continue to be involved in politics, but you're going to see other brown people. I would love to see Hispanics, people
really
of
all
come
colors,
through.
minorities.
Yeah, I would love to see indigenous people. You know what I'm saying? Indigenous. They won Arizona. The reason why Arizona went blue is because of the indigenous people. White people didn't have
shout
a
out to them,
all
man.
of a sudden.
Yeah.
Right. So like we just got to really understand that like at the end of the day though, black women are like it in terms of saving the republic. Stacey Abrams,
100.
Latasha Collins, I believe is her name. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But there's just a real good opportunity I think for everybody to get involved now. And I think we should all do it, man. So, I'm not running for office no time soon, but
you sound like you are though. You might be getting your campaign ready. This looks like it was a
I'm behind.
It was a speech.
I'm a good copywriter. You know what I'm saying? I can write a good
once
speech.
he moves back to Arizona, he gonna get in the game.
Nah, that's too
he's gonna say he's indigenous. You gonna claim indigenous?
Native Arizonian.
I'm 1/8. I'm 1/8. I'm 1/8 Cherokee.
I'm native.
You got Indian in your family.
I got
Native African American.
I got it.
This isn't a beard. This is a mane. That's a mane. It flows, you know what I'm saying? It's not a beard. It's a mane. You feel me? So.
Oh my God.
So boom, episode 95. What's the podcast? Let's just keep it real, man. Let's talk about it. Today, downtown DC.
The Million Mayonnaise March.
The Million MAGA March. There was an attempted coup. There's been video.
Yeah, we got to call it like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it was.
It was an act of terror. It was an act of terror.
Domestic terrorism, act of terror, all of that, right? And we've seen the video. I think what happened is that these people, if you kind of have been monitoring the situation, they told you what was going to happen. And I think because they hadn't gone this far in the past, they weren't taking it as serious as they should have been. But there's message board screenshots of them saying, we're going to storm the Capitol. Like, we're going for it. You feel me? And, like the thing about it,
didn't Trump tell them to go to the Capitol today?
Yeah, he did. He did today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they essentially breached, about 4 different layers of security. before getting into the house. I don't know if you guys saw the video of the black security guard. He was pretty much dolo. And he got pushed back up some stairs. There was they got into the actual speaking chambers where they posed for pictures and they put MAGA hats on statues, and a woman was shot.
They got into people's offices.
They got in Pelosi's office. Yeah, they
were sitting on Pelosi's desk.
Yeah, a woman was shot and died.
Yeah, she died. Who shot her?
The police shot her. She was a protester.
Yeah, police shot her.
Why didn't they shoot more people?
I don't know. I think they got the call to stand down because I think from what I read, one of the cops was just like, we got to let them do what they do because they're not actually hurting anybody.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? For them, it was just like, we're
this
just
was
do this.
Well, and also at that point when people were when it was time to shoot somebody, they were crazy outnumbered. I mean, there was like 55 fucking protesters for every one security guard.
Listen, you let one go. You let one go, they'll back down.
Don't think they don't have guns on them either, though.
Shit. Let me tell you
true.
something.
Now, what they did say was that they said that they asked the Department of Defense to deploy the National Guard, and Trump denied it.
Yeah, they
so
did.
he was 100% in cahoots with letting this happen.
Yeah.
And I feel like we can't sit here and blame the security. We have to blame the higher ups who didn't pump in 10,000 troops last night. You know what I'm saying? They had 10,000 people for Black Lives Matter over the summer, and that was all peaceful. That was all like, hey man, we're fighting to not get hit with a stick. I saw there were 13 arrests and one person died, right, for storming the Capitol. You're telling me over the Black
for
Lives
an attempted
Matter
coup?
For an attempted coup, 13 arrests and one person dies. Remember when Trump had people maced because he wanted to have his
a photo op in front of the church.
Boom, crazy.
Yeah, more people got locked up getting out the way.
Yeah,
getting out the way, right?
Yeah.
But the thing too is, and I've seen it, there are tons of stories of like if you are down there and if you go out the wrong door, the police will like go crazy on you.
Yep.
There was a black woman that had a really bad mental health episode that drove from Maryland or Philly with her daughter in the car about 5 years ago.
Yeah. I remember that.
And they killed her.
They shot her up. Yeah.
They shot her up with a 13-month-old daughter in the car. You feel what I'm saying? So
and she didn't even get out the car. They shot her in the car. Like she
shot her.
She
in the
like
car.
didn't
Swiss
get past
cheese.
first barricade.
The photo of the day. The photo I saw was five police officers with guns drawn, pointing into her car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think that we have to call it what it was, man. Attempted coup, and
white supremacy.
White supremacy. They got what they wanted to some degree out of it.
I think today was just such an egregious example of what white privilege and pilgrims can bring to this country, and how in their hearts they really feel like they're unfuckwittable.
I mean, they are. They are.
Yes,
look,
yes,
they are.
They are, and because of shit like this, the police have always been so quick to react. Whether it's Capitol Police, whether it's your local fucking state trooper, whether it's any form of law enforcement, have always been so quick to react when it's shit that has to do with anybody of color. We've seen peaceful encounters go completely left because of police overacting and acting overzealously and just completely abusing their power. Today, there was some real bitches in front of these white people. And I don't know how this is ever going to change. I don't ever see this getting any better, man. I think pilgrims just have the right to spit in the face of law enforcement and still continue to get away with it repeatedly. We've seen it happen in Michigan during the Black Lives Matter protests. No, actually, we've seen it happen in Michigan when they stormed the Capitol in Michigan because
with machine guns
because they were asked to stay at home and they didn't want to during the
middle
of a pandemic.
Yeah.
Also, not to mention, there was barely anybody with masks on out there today.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to admit that I did not realize that they were here this deep today. 50,000 or some crazy amount of people. I realized it this morning. I went for a run down by the tidal basin and by the monuments at 5:30 in the morning. And these motherfuckers, these broke boys, had spent their night in their cars parked alongside the Potomac. They never even stayed in the hotels. They had just parked there all night. They were sleeping. And all I saw was just pickups. It's normally completely empty that time in the morning, right?
Yeah.
But their whole streets were completely parked. People were just parked there. A lot of Trump signs, pickups, and they're just driven from wherever they were coming from and just parked illegally and spent the nights in their cars and got ready for this protest. And it was at that point I realized, I was like, oh shit, like there's something not right. There's way too many of these bitches out here today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So seeing them storm the Capitol is something I could never have fucking imagined. You know what I mean? I mean, it's something that I think we might have seen or thought it was possible of happening in small town USA, but not in Washington, D.C. And
Yo, this shit's like fucking like Venezuela out here, dog.
this shit is crazy, dog. You know, there was reports of a young black lady who was on the way to work with a boyfriend this morning, and she got jumped and got fucked up,
that.
like big cut on her face. They beat her up. They fucked up her boyfriend, and you know, prayers to her, man. That shit broke my heart because she looked like she was young, barely out of her teens, early 20s, and that could be our daughters one day. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, if she was going to work.
she was on her way to work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that could have very well have.
No, I'm sorry. I was saying her employer needs to be held liable for that, man. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That shit.
That's ridiculous.
Well, really, who needs to be held responsible are these white supremacists who came in here, and they all need to be charged with a hate crime.
Yeah,
That's
I
really what
agree.
needs to happen.
I
because
agree, but
these
nobody should be
motherfuckers.
at work.
Well, this was this morning before anything
Yeah.
even happened. This was.
And I'll be honest, I don't know if America just underestimated, or normal people like us who are not in the racist blogs and shit like that did not realize that there were so many of them coming, and they were coming with such hate in their hearts against people of color.
More people were here today than for his inauguration.
100%.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
100%.
Or the last thing that he had, which was only like 2,000 or 3,000 people. I forget what weekend that was, but it was just right after the election, and they all came here. There was nobody out here. There was a shitload of them this time.
Yo, they're really deep out there.
They were deep, and they were ready to just start shit. So I think all of those people should be charged with hate crimes, man. And you know what I'm saying? And fuck, man, that shit really broke my heart. And if I wasn't so angry at everything that was happening, I would have laughed at a lot of the shit that was happening in the Capitol. Like,
It's
I
a
mean,
fucking
when I
joke,
really,
man.
I'm starting to chill out now, and when I see the picture of the dude behind Nancy Pelosi's desk with his feet up in the air, it's kind of funny. You know what I'm saying?
He's going to jail though.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the thing
shout
about
out.
it, though.
Yeah, fuck him. He should go to jail.
Oh, he is going to go to jail. Somebody's going to snitch him out for the reward.
I think it's funny too, though, because it's like, yo, you motherfuckers were so
Yeah.
bold and so brazen and so like, I'm gonna just go find Nancy Pelosi's office. I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna take photos. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers took the thing that they talk on. You saw that dude. He's like smiling big as shit in the photo, right? Like,
Who was your man? Who was your man who came in there with like a caveman with like the fucking headgear? He had on no shirt. Oh
That's
man,
the same dude. Listen.
Oh,
it's
that's
a
the
lot
same
of-
guy.
I don't know, man. I think when you look back at it, it's
There's a lot of
definitely-
funny moments.
It's definitely infuriating because you're like, man, white people just have the ultimate pass, but in the same
my
respect, you're just kind of like you're kind of like, this country really isn't everything that it makes itself out to be, right?
Yeah.
Because in the face of a domestic terrorist event, that one, dude is good. You saw the
He
one
put
dude.
the-
You
Oh,
saw the one
man.
dude. One dude was dressed like fucking Jamiroquai, right? Like he had no shirt on. He had face paint and a bunch of tattoos. He
That's
had,
the
like,
guy. That's the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah. He was like the leader.
Burning
I think their entire goal was just to get in there and take selfies and do photos, right? My fear
That's
is that
so hot though. You definitely will go to jail. Like you taking selfies.
my
on the
fear
house
is
floor.
that the next group that does this is actually organized and
Yeah.
actually tries to inflict real terror and pain, because we all sat here looking like, man, we know what this is. This is white people getting to do what they want to do. And we also knew that there was only a certain area of town that they were going to really frequent. We knew they weren't coming out of the real sort of downtown area, right? And I'm sure they drove through various areas of town. Like, it's kind of unavoidable here in D.C. But, we all kind of knew, like, if it stays down there, it'll be good. It might not be like that next time. You know what I'm saying? And Streetwear
I heard they were branching out, man. I heard that there was some MAGA hats at Looking Glass last night and stuff like that.
Oh, nah. I saw, if you go to the account DMV Hood News, they got the dude in Anacostia, and they're out there. They were driving through Anacostia.
Well, that dude probably he probably lives in, like, Bowie or something like that. He's probably just cutting through.
He was probably on his way home.
He's probably just cutting through.
I saw the one tweet or something on the internet where they had all parked at Fort Totten train station to take the train downtown, and apparently all the tires of their cars had all gotten slashed.
Yeah, if you listen to this,
work.
Go
Great
to all the
work,
metro parking lots and slash all the tires of all the cars that have Trump stickers on them.
Beautiful work.
Yeah.
Beautiful work. Fantastic job.
Yeah, man.
But what's the podcast? Episode 95. We're here. It's our video debut. If you're listening to us, you know the drill. You know how we get down. We want to just continue to discuss. Obviously, we could be here all day and all night speaking about this, about the actions of
The Trumpians
today. The MAGATs, the Trumpians, I just said it felt like real. Like, I felt like all these dudes got cut from their JV football teams and never made it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just didn't make sense.
I can't understand
what they brought, right? But we're gonna keep it moving. We want to speak about, obviously, one of our big homies. We want to give a shout out to our big homie Mikey. Mikey has a company that is called Foul Trouble.
Foul Trouble, yeah. Shout out to Mikey. Michael
Eli from Maryland, has been a mainstay in the fashion industry for the past decade plus.
Commonwealth alum. Commonwealth Stussy alum.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And he basically was a write up on Hypebeast today, right?
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, and I believe, Eddie, were you saying that it was detailing some of the stuff he's dropping with Nike, or what was it exactly?
No, so I guess it's detailing some of the stuff that he's dropping in his new line, and a lot of it is like basketball inspired. We'll say we won't even say Nike. We'll say basketball inspired.
Okay.
I mean, Foul Trouble is a great name. Like,
yeah,
just for sports in general. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So
it's a great line, man. You should check it out if you have.
Yeah, check it out. There might be some custom What's a Podcast pieces.
He may or may not have designed our logo.
Oh,
may or may not have done our logo.
Right.
Some custom pieces coming through for the 100 episode spectacular. You know what I'm saying? Which we only got about 5 more episodes to the 100 episode spectacular. Yums carry out for everybody. You feel me? I think that's what we'll just order some chicken wings that night and make it work.
Shout out to Mikey Swag, man. That's a
Mikey
big deal.
Swag,
Him being on Hypebeast is a really big deal. Go read that and learn more about that kid, man, for real.
So I get a phone call yesterday from a listener, a friend of the podcast. New York City's absolute finest, my man Lex. My man Lex calls me. And my man Lex says that he's been looking at Abdul's Instagram story, and they got into a versus battle of who had the best opening bars in a rap song. It was Abdul is Nas' ghostwriter, so it was "Taken in Blood" by Nas, or was it "Quiet Storm" by Mobb Deep?
So he's talking about I mean, listen, I've always been a big fan of Prodigy, and I've always said that Prodigy might have the greatest opening lines of you know what I'm saying, of any rapper out there. Like, his first 2 bars that he dropped on a lot of songs were just fucking bangers, dog. So, yeah, I mean, that's a worthy opponent, but that verse that Nas dropped, talk about shit, man. He talked about so much on that shit, and if you haven't listened, go listen to Taken in Blood, and get on my side, and let What's a Podcast and Lex. What's Lex's Instagram? We should We should shout him out.
Mr. Me 2718. We'll tag him in this
Yeah,
post.
just go on his Instagram and just shit on him. All right.
Well,
we
actually ran a poll yesterday on our Instagram. And
what was the results of that?
Quiet Storm won by it was like
a landslide,
24-2, something like
that. They
probably
did not know much about Taking in Blood.
I don't know, man. They knew. I don't think, and me as the DJ, right?
In a Lex Watchie and Regis? What?
Yeah, but the last verse on that song, the last
45 by my scrotum?
Nah, you're bugging.
The whole song is fire.
Yeah, but the last verse is the one. Just to Kill It and Me / Drug Dealer
MC.
Yeah, like
nah, he killed it. The whole song is amazing. Yeah.
Listen, it's my top 3 Nas songs.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think one song is better than the other. Both of those songs are like bangers.
Listen, be honest with you, as far as songs are concerned, Nas' song is better. As far as who started the song better, Prodigy. But
I don't know.
The third verse, trust me, bro, Nas blacked out on that shit.
He blacked out on the whole shit. I'll be honest. There's some contenders up there, and I was driving in the car and I was listening to it, and I threw up the top 3 title up there. But really, top 3. When I say top 3, it really means like top 5. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the greatest.
Of course,
opening
we
verses.
All do that.
I didn't literally mean like top 3, but I mean there's some good opening verses, man. I mean, Big Pun, fucking shit. Wu-Tang got some joints.
Twins 98 was his second favorite opening song.
AZ and Affirmative Action. Come on,
Dead in
like
the middle little.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of, and Prodigy, of course, you know what I'm saying, has had continuously had amazing opening verses. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't really saying like this is like the end all be all, but Taken in Blood is one of my favorite songs of all, and Nas went crazy on that opening verse and the whole song, really. But
what's the song with Nas and Raekwon?
Verbal Intercourse.
He crushed that.
Yeah. Of course.
But look, even Nori killed it on I'm Leaving. Like there's a lot of songs. There's a lot of songs. When I was talking to Lex, I was like, Nature on Banned from TV, like he destroyed that too. You know what I mean?
Nature and Cormega. I wear Guess jeans and rugbies. Bitches love me. What? Sick. Come on, yo, are you kidding me? Like they both have had classic lines, but it was just that opening verse of a song really sets the tone for the rest of the song. So that shit has to come correct. Like, you know what I mean? And so it wasn't really, I wasn't talking about like a middle verse or even an ending. Just that opening verse or the first opening few lines of a song really have to come with that momentum to drive the whole song home. And I think Nas did that with, you know what I'm saying, Cream, of course, Wu-Tang, that's another one. Like, oh man, there's just so many great, amazing songs out there that but that Take It in Blood is one of my favorite songs of all time. You know what I'm saying? The way he just even opened that song up just was off the chain. So
yeah, I mean,
shout out to Nas, man.
Yeah,
the greatest of all time. Greatest.
He's on Mount Rushmore, but he's not the greatest. Speaking of New York City,
he's better than Jay. He's better than Jay. Go shit on Mr. Me Too 718's Instagram, and feel free to curse him out. All that.
Speaking of New York City, Abdul is going to now discuss the Still Standing art program.
Oh shit! Yeah, I just happened to come across this headline, man, and it's something that I think I'm just gonna give a little bit of update on. I thought it was a cool program that's happening in New York for artists. It's a 1-year artist residency in New York City that's been given out to 20 artists by Stonehenge. I think Stonehenge is some sort of real estate company, seems like, and they have this program called Still Standing Art Program where they're providing free residency, a free apartment pretty much, to 20 different artists. And they have an application online. The deadline is January 10th. And I think the purpose of this was, New York is still very much alive. I think they've been seeing the rhetoric and the story behind New York City has been a lot of people have just left the city over the last year, maybe because of the pandemic. I don't know if it was 30,000 or 300,000 people have left the city. I'm not exactly sure, but this program by Stonehenge was really brought up to kind of counter that narrative, right? Saying that New York is still very much alive, art is still very much alive, and I think if you're an artist and that's something that you're looking to do and move to New York City and try to get in that business of the art space, this might be something that you might want to look into. So just Google "Still Standing Art Program," and I'm sure the application is somewhere on the Stonehenge NYC website. So go apply for that shit, man. Today's January 6th. This episode comes out on January 7th, so you still have a few days to complete that application and submit it. So good luck. I hope somebody we know, if we're able to spread the word and just get this out to a few people who might be looking to get into that area, I think it'll be great.
All right, bet. Follow up on that. Do that. So real quick, Abdul, before we lost you earlier, I know we were talking about the MF Doom dunks and what we were speaking about. So there wasn't. I'm gonna find the link. I make sure I share it. But the guy James Azumi or whatever his name is,
James Arizumi.
Arizumi. He did not design the first Doom dunk. It was one of Doom's homeboys that did it.
You mean the one that got released?
The one that got released, the one that Eddie that you're speaking about with the Jordan 6 tongue, that was supposed to be the Doom Dunk 2.
That shit was fire.
But what happened was the guy Doom wanted his money up front, and Nike wasn't trying to do it. But they knew the guy had the shoe done, so the guy had sent Nike enough designs, so it was where they just took it and ran with it on their own and didn't even call it a Doom Dunk. And Doom wanted 10 G's. And Nike was moving too slow, so Doom and them was like, bump it, like whatever, we can do our own thing. But I'll make sure I find a link and share it because I just read it yesterday, and it's a great story about that whole process. You know what I'm saying?
So the James guy from Nike SB has been really instrumental in bringing a lot of collabs and Nikes to the forefront. He's been with the brand for a really long time. So, I mean, if you're talking about, from the Nike side, and I think he was maybe instrumental in getting that collab out. So, maybe he didn't really design the shoe, but
yeah, no.
He had.
I'll get you the link. I'll get you the link just so we can all be on our, you know what I mean, all educated.
I think the dude you're talking about, Keo XM, I think is his name or something like that.
I'm not sure. I'll find it.
He's the white guy who did a lot of Doom's graphics. He used to be down with Third Base, and I forget his name, man. White dude out of New York. Anyway, but he did that drawing. He put that rendering up with the almost like a Jordan 6, like a face mask tongue.
Doom's mask.
Yeah, it was Doom's mask.
Yep.
But this dude James posted a sample of the first Doom dunk,
and they were like a Knicks colorway.
No, it was like the first release, but it had the orange logo on the side as well as on the top of the shoe, and with a white midsole. That shit looked fucking crazy. And so this is just a dude I follow on Instagram. I don't even know him in real life, but we have some friends in common. But so when he posted that shit, I was like, holy shit, this shit looks crazy.
And shout out to the Doom Clarks as well. The Doom Clarks were we had those at Commonwealth, and they did really well for us.
Slept on shoe. I mean, Clarks in general, you know what I'm saying? They don't fly off the shelves like that.
It's a different vibe, yeah.
It's a different vibe.
Certain type of customer buys those.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a different. But the Doom ones did well. Obviously, it was Doom, and
it was a lot of Doom fans that came in for that. It wasn't just Clarks fans.
Yeah, it was Doom fans, and at that time, remember he had been barred from America at that time. So, it was just a different energy when it came from Doom. Yeah, for sure. So, but nevertheless, obviously,
rest in peace to Doom.
Rest in peace, Doom, of course. Sticking with sneakers real quick, the Nike Dunk by You program was announced. Basically, it pretty much it's been around for a minute though, right? Like they had dunks on the Nike ID site, from what I understand. With this
years ago.
Yeah, years ago. With this
Yeah.
new program, though, you cannot make the two-tone dunks. The two-tone dunks are what is super popular right now for Nike. We see it just in all these colorways from the summer, spring, fall, whatever. Um, and we even saw the new lineup for the January releases.
Damn shit looks
And,
crazy.
oh man, they killed it. They
Including
killed
the
it.
UNLV joints are coming out. What, January
Need
14th or
those
something?
January 14th.
We all need those.
The red and gray UNLV Dunk lows. I have the high tops. I need the low tops.
The low tops look so much better.
They're so
Yeah.
ill.
Yeah. I
The
mean, there's
lookbook
a
that-
lot of good colors, man. Even the women's white and blue joints look crazy.
Even just the black and white are solid.
Even the
Like,
black
I'll
and
take-
white ones look good.
The
Yeah,
black
yeah,
and
for
whites
sure.
are solid. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Nike knows that they have a hit on their hands again, and 2021 is going to be the year of the dunk.
Yes, the
You
new
know what I'm
Jordan
saying?
1.
It's
They're
the new
gonna
Jordan
slut it
1.
out. Are people
It-
going to get sick of dunks again? Is that what's going to happen? Or you think
I
there's going to
think-
be a good balance between how many they drop?
I think they're just going to get sick of the process, right? Like the process just gets sickening. But supposedly, some of these colorways are supposed to be hitting the malls. So, like the retailers at the mall.
Big time retailers?
Yeah,
Like the
so
Foot
we-
Actions and
so we
Foot
yeah, so
Lockers and shit like that?
We might be making some some 7 a.m. runs to the mall to see what's good with it.
Yo, we got the plug.
Listen, the
Do we?
Nike Dunk by You program
I
is
mean-
not live yet, and I'm hearing they're dropping tomorrow at 12 noon. So if you listen to this, this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing it's only 3,000 pairs. So when it goes live tomorrow, you got to hop on it if you want to customize your pair of Dunks already. So I already customized my pairs. I just got them sitting there right now waiting. If they do indeed drop at noon tomorrow, I'm gonna fucking try to check out. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the shape. Looks a little bit funny to me, and on the Nike Dunk by Yous, like they look a little bit off to me. But maybe it's just the picture, or maybe I'm just thinking too much into it. But they didn't really remind me of like the other dunks that I already have at home, the lows. The shape looked a little bit off.
Right.
Am I the only one?
Well, are you talking about
Probably.
I thought they looked fine.
Okay. All right. So maybe it's just me. Either way, I'm hearing word is that they're dropping tomorrow. So if you're listening to the podcast after 12 o'clock tomorrow, you might have already been too late. So, or maybe I'm wrong.
Listen, we're gonna keep our fingers crossed that you get the dunks that you want. All the listeners out there. At this point, we're gonna say, what is Abdul watching?
Yo, I really started binge watching a show called Damages, which is a show that came out actually season 1 started in 2007, and I think they got 4 seasons out there right now. It's a show about, it's like a lawyer show, suspense show. Really, really good. I just binge watched the first season just over the last few days. And what else have I been watching, man? I started watching that. Yeah, I think Damages on Hulu has really been my go-to be honest. I've the news. I've been really involved with the news as of recently, only because of what's happening in this country with the Georgia runoff elections. I just wanted to find out exactly what was happening. But yeah, not a lot of TV. Oh, you know what else I've been watching is Arrested Development on Netflix. I don't know if any of y'all have watched it, but I've never seen that show before. My wife used to watch it, and she's always thought it was hilarious. And so I started watching it. It's kind of funny. What's my guy's name? The guy from Ozark. He's in it. What's his name? Jason Bateman.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's pretty funny. So those are the 2 shows, man. I've just been kind of going through some older shows and just catching up on old stuff. There's nothing really new coming out. Your Honor is still on. Very, very, very good show. but they actually did not drop on Sunday. They normally come out every Sunday. They actually dropped an episode on Thursday on New Year's Eve. So I was able to get that out of the way super early, and then I missed not having anything to watch on Sunday. So Your Honor is still very good. So if you need to watch anything like that, go ahead and catch up on that. Fargo, if you haven't seen already, go watch all seasons of Fargo. Fargo, I think, is on. I want to say it's on FX as well. Really, really good show, or AMC, one of them two. But it's on Xfinity, so you can catch it on demand. Yeah, so that's all I've been watching, man. Y'all been checking anything out?
I've been watching no TV, man. Nothing, man.
Today, I watched the most TV today was CNN.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching the news all day.
Yeah, the news is it.
Everybody was tuned into the news today.
Yeah, there's a dude. I've been listening to this dude, Les. Les is from Houston. So Les and Bun B just put out a project the other day. So that's been real dope. I've been listening to that. And in terms of everything else, man, just a lot of podcasts. Seems like podcasts are really where it's at right now. I mean, music is still fantastic, but
yeah,
a lot of podcasts that I've been listening to, just trying to get the information up. In the same amount, people do remember, okay, COVID is actually probably the worst that it's ever been right now. So wear your mask, wear your mask, wear your mask. There are multiple states. My beloved Arizona leads the world in COVID cases right
My
now.
beloved.
That's so crazy.
That's why you got to run for office, Jerome.
I'm not
Number one black cyclist.
I'm not moving back for another 10 years, man. So it is what it is. 9
You're
years.
you're never moving back.
Yeah, okay. 9 years I'm moving back, okay? But nevertheless, wear your mask, please, people. COVID is like super duper real right now.
It's gotten real aggressive.
Yeah, the US has hit a hospitalization record according to CNN. There's a new variant strain, so there's a new strain out there that pretty much caused the UK to go into lockdown. And it caused, I want to say, Germany and some other countries in Europe to lock down again as well. And so, yeah, I mean, you know, COVID is real. Like, I know we waited to the end of the episode to speak about it, but, man, wear your mask. I double mask in all public situations. From the
Wash
gym.
your fucking hands.
Yeah, from the gym to the grocery store to Commonwealth. I double mask, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you just got to make sure that you're safe out here, man, because there's a lot of people who are not taking it as serious as they should, and you don't want to have to pay the price for one of them. One of my homegirls put on Instagram, she just caught COVID. And she was on a flight. She took a picture of herself on the flight. She had a mask and a shield on, but the woman next to her didn't have anything on.
How was she allowed on the plane?
I think she hit him with some BS, and she said that the person behind her was
she got lawsuit.
Yeah. So she was just like, she was in the crib. She had the ill vitamin C, vitamin D pack to try to make her feel better. But, you know, she just posted that on the gram like yesterday, I think. So, you know,
there's no way I'm going to allow anybody to sit next to me on a plane without a mask. That's just not happening.
I truly
ever again.
Either I'm getting off or that motherfucker's getting off.
I truly feel like, and this really hurts my heart to say, and I had the thought of it, but I was like, I might not even be able to go home this year, right? It's been 11 months since I was last at home, and there's a very real possibility that I do not go home again this year, which kills me because
you'll go home again this year. You'll go home again this year because you'll get vaccinated soon, and they said I think the next wave of vaccinations in DC is supposed to roll out. I think the beginning of February, and it includes industry, nightclub, bar, restaurant people. So you'll be able to get vaccinated.
We got to get vaccinated, dog.
Yeah,
I want to get vaccinated.
I just want to go home. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I want to go home.
Now let me ask you. Now if you get vaccinated, are you gonna feel comfortable going home still? Or because we're working on a year of this shit, you know. So the mask is not just gonna come right off once you get vaccinated.
No, I'm keeping the mask on even after vaccination.
Yeah.
I see myself wearing a mask till the end of 22. Like,
I mean, I see myself wearing a mask for the rest of my life in certain situations.
Yeah,
for real. I'm always gonna have it on me.
grocery store, Target. That's mask. Like
airplanes, buses,
all
trains.
that. Yeah,
I definitely see myself
concerts.
I'm about to say DJing with the mask on. Like, fam, leave me alone. Like, there's no request. Leave me alone. Like, text somebody. You know what I'm saying? But, so we'll see, man. I just hope that we're able to move past it at some point. But until then, wear your mask. Like, straight up and down, wear your mask. Wash your hands. You know,
even
what I mean?
after then, wear your mask.
Even after that. So episode 95 was a podcast. Shout out my guy, Don't Charge Abdul.
yes, sir. Welcome us to YouTube, man. Show us some love in YouTube.
Shout out my man.
Share this video and you know what I'm saying, smash that thumbs up button.
My man always available.
We get 10
Hashtag
cents every
Eddie.
time.
Yes, sir.
I am DJ Jerome Bacon III. Episode 95 was the podcast. Welcome to YouTube. Rest in peace, MF Doom, and we're out.
Peace.